Sponsored by rxcardclub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 85% on prescription drugs. rxcardclub.com. Government calls on Badminton Korea Association to scrap rule restricting players from international contest. The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism called on the Badminton Korea Association, BKA, to scrap a rule that prevents non-national team players from playing in international tournaments as part of an ongoing probe that also exposed inconsistencies in funding, discriminatory practices within the business leagues and evidence of officials breaking their own policies to receive kickbacks. Director General for Sports Lee Jung-woo said during a briefing at Government Complex Seoul in central Seoul on Tuesday that the ministry advises the BKA to remove a policy that prevents the majority of Korean badminton players from competing at international tournaments. The BKA rule, created in 2016, stipulates that only badminton players who have competed for the national team for 5 years and have reached the required age, 28 for men and 27 for women, are able to play in international tournaments operated by the Badminton World Federation, badminton's global governing body. No other of the 44 sports that are represented in the Olympics or Asian Games prevent non-national team players from participating in international tournaments, Lee said. As hindering players' participation in international tournaments excessively limits their personal freedom, the ministry calls on the association to scrap that rule. Lee's remarks came at a press conference Tuesday to update the media on an ongoing ministry investigation into the BKA that began after Olympic gold medalist An Se-young publicly called out the association minutes after winning the women's competition at the Porte de la Chapelle Arena in Paris last month, and criticized the BKA for being overly controlling of athletes and limiting where and for whom they can compete, and for mismanaging her recovery from an injury last year. The accusations sent shockwaves through the Korean sports world, as much because An had spoken out publicly about the issues as because of the issues themselves. The ministry subsequently launched a probe into the BKA on August 11 and have since interviewed 22 players, including An, that compete for the national team. Lee did not discuss whether he has discovered any issues in how the BKA handled An or any other players' injuries on Tuesday, but said that he will speak with more players and the association and devise an appropriate way to resolve the issue. But he did say that the ministry had discovered multiple problems within the BKA during its probe so far, including that players were not only unaware that they were eligible to receive prize money from association sponsors for their achievements at international tournaments, but also that the association appeared to be pocketing all of that prize money. In the past, apart from fund distribution, national team players were able to personally receive prize money from sponsors after posting good results at international competitions, but the current rule stipulates that the association takes all the money, Lee said.